like I wrote my book in the books here and in the document, then you convert it into PDF or anything. Then you have spreadsheet with different kind of template. And here you can see it's a food menu. Then you can have Excel sheet and other stuff. And then there is there is Krita as well, but I don't use it because I'm not an artist, so I will just skip that part because whatever I'm telling here is like what I use every day. And then there is a calligraphy stage where you can create a presentation. Like whenever for this presentation I use calligraphy to create my presentation. So yeah. What next? I mean, you have already basic stuff you already done. So obviously you can't always keep like browsing or anything. You need to be refreshed and have some entertainment as well in your laptop. So this is the Amarok, and Valerie told about Amarok. She works on that, but yeah, she works, but I use it. I'm a user, right? So Amarok, it has very nice features. You can have all the, it has like, you can have some accounts online and it will be shown here as well. And that's the integration, online integration, and other than that, local pictures. And one of the nice thing is that you can see that there is a details about the about the songs, which is like which Wikipedia stuff, and there is also tab which tells you the lyrics. So it fetches the lyrics and you can see the lyrics here. So I find it very nice because everything is integrated here. So you don't have to go for lyrics anywhere else. So it's nice to like you're listening to music. If you don't understand some other languages there, so you can go and watch the lyrics, right? And then there's a Dragon Player, which is also a KD software, and it allows you to watch all kinds of videos. This is one of the famous video from Big Bug Bunny, which is created by the Blender, and I like it. I like this video very much, so I came to set a picture. And so, okay, we have fun. We have all the kinds of browsing. Now I would also like to. It's also fun, right? If I'm working on my laptop, and nowadays we have smartphones, so it's very nice that both should be integrated, or somehow I can read the messages of my phone, whatever it's coming on my laptop. I don't have to keep watching my phone every time. And so if I'm working on my laptop, I just don't need to watch my phone. So there is a software called KD Connect, and it has an Android app as well, and maybe it would be available in other app store too. I don't know, but it's actually in the Android, and I'm using it now. Right now I am connected to my KD Connect, which is in my laptop, and I'm using it to do the next previews for my slides too. And other than that, what you can do, it's like if whatever messages you are getting in your phone, if it's integrated, then it will appear in the KD notification. So you can see it, you can copy it, and you can do anything. And like see, you can see the cursor, right? I can do mouse input as well. Like you can, there is also like you can control your media, like you can play, pause, next, etc. So like if my laptop is connected to a big TV screen and I'm watching it there, so I'm sitting and relaxing, so I can use my phone to control my next previous or pause. So it's very handy, like it works in both ways. If you're working on your laptop, you don't have to go and use your phone. If you are sitting and relaxing, you can just have your phone and you can do other stuff. Okay, like right now, whatever we talked, it was like local to my system or whatever I have in my phone, which is also locally available. But in today's world, if you want to be updated or whatever happening around, it's important that you're connected to the internet and you have all the information from around the internet, whatever you're interested in. So there are also some cool software which I use, which is KD. There are other software also which I use, but today I'm talking just whatever is very KD specific. There are two software. One is called instant messaging. So this is like to talk to your friends from Facebook or Google or Google Plus, or you can see that there are many social accounts which you can integrate and you can have it in your one application. So all your friends will be there and you can talk from there. There is another small you can see another picture which is called Chocook, and I use it a lot. It's like alternative of Twitter application, so you don't have to go to the Twitter. All the feeds of Twitter come here. So I use this mostly to reply for any tweet or do the tweet, and it's very handy, right? You don't have to open browser every time and make your system heavy. Nowadays, you know, browser are very heavy. You open each tab, it's a new process, right? So you don't have to use for everything a new tab in your browser. So it's very important to use the features if it's already available in your system. And what next? Aggregator. This is another awesome KD software and very useful. Like you can every time, like there are blog posts from everywhere. Like I like actually getting information mostly technical, but you might be interested in other stuff. So it doesn't matter. You can have all the feeds from all the blog posts from any website into aggregated into one application, which aggregator. You can see that I have different kinds of feed available there. This is like Planet KD. Right now I have opened it. You can open any of them, and maybe if you want to go to the external browser, you can go there. You can comment from here too. And it's like I need to get information from what's happening in Fedora world. So those are also feeds here, Linux and Red Hat developer blog or anything. And if you want, you can have bunch of hundreds of different blog posts aggregated here. So it's very essential and very important. Like you have everything here. You don't need to go every day and search for the different news into different tabs of the browser. Okay. That's everyone has to work as well, right? So I will tell you so my work job is mostly around, I think Pradeep already told you that I work on alternative architectures in Red Hat. So it's like mainly like IBM PowerPC and S390X mainframe, and there is ARM architecture as well. And what you guys use is the Intel x86-64. You might have heard studied in the college that there are different kinds of architecture in NDNS. So it's like if something is working on x86, it also needs to be worked on other architectures too, because they also need to run the software. So so what happens that whatever, like all the packages like GCC, glibc or any software which needs built in this architecture needs to be built on other architectures too, and they are mostly low level and they are written in C and C++, and I basically like working on C or C++ language most. And if there are some bugs or anything, what I use is mostly I love using KDevelop. It's a very awesome, awesome software. It's very integration is very good with C++ and C. I don't write much Python code, but sometimes I write. So I just use VI. I think it has integration with Python as well, but I don't write much Python code. It has like integration with other language support too. So if you want to go for it, you can go for it. You can see that I can have the definition of the function where it's defined, where it's all used. You can go from the UI editor as well. You can debug the code. You can have like compile your code from here. You need to set everything. So it's very handy, and people generally, my company, some of people like Emacs, some of people like VI to use, and they keep on asking which editor you use. I say, okay, I don't use VI, neither VI nor Emacs. I use KDevelop. I like it because it's UI friendly, right? It's like if you're using Emacs or VI, you just need to in the black screen, and I like more actually the UI applications. K-Screen. Another important software of KD is K-Screen, and it's very important if you're working on different stuff. Like when you work, you don't just write code. You need to in between talk on IRC too, which is another place where people talk. Like you are opening another software, like you're talking to friends, so another application window is open too. So it's hard to be fitting everything in one laptop. So K-Screen is one application in KD which helps you to connect to different monitor screens. Right now you can see that it's running on projector, so it's using K-Screen. You can have two monitor attached to, and I've seen in my office a lot of people like they have monitor and they have laptop, they're big two screen here and here, and everywhere they're running code and all. So it looks very fancy and very useful, and it helps you to write code very efficiently too. So that's pretty much I'm talking now. There are many more software, but I think time is also like not very much, so I can keep talking about different more software, but here I will summarize with right now, give a summarize as in, you can see, right, I have used some of the software which I use every day. It's not like I'm using it for my college purpose and I go back home and I close my laptop, or I am using Windows or any other thing. I use KD desktop every time, whether I'm working for my office work or whether I'm working for my personal work. So if you can see that it's very easy to use, and I know some of you already are familiar with Linux, but if some of you are not familiar, then the first step for you would be to start go and grab the ISO or get a CD and install it first. And you can get different from this distribution KD like Kubuntu and Neon, Fedora, OpenSUSE, etc. And once you have installed it, and then what you should do is try to use it and see what all softwares are there, and how whether exactly it's meeting your purpose or not. If not, it might be in the default distribution everything doesn't come because it needs to be small, right? Then what you can do is go to the software center and search for the applications which are missing. Like you can see that the K stars, K developing, Krita, if someone is interested in Krita, it doesn't come in the default. So you go to software center, you install it, and then you can use it. And once you start using it, you will find that there might be some bugs, right? It's a software, so it's always possible that there will be some bugs, or you might feel that there are some feature missing. So what you can do is, first step would be to use it, because without for anyone who wants to contribute to say, right, how can I contribute to KDE? So the most important thing is first use it. Unless you use it, how you will know what you want to contribute? So use the different software in the KDE and then see if something is missing there or something you feel is very fascinating. Then go and you may find some bugs if you see some missing features or you see some bugs, or if you don't find any bug but you find any of the software very interesting, then go to the Bugzilla list of existing junior jobs, and then work on it by contacting to the respective maintainers, and maybe there will be mailing list too. Of course, there will be mostly mailing list, or you can go on IRC channel and talk to them. So you can see that now you are using it, and you are also asking questions. So you are getting into the contribution, and maybe you will end up fixing some bugs too, or getting more deeply involved into it. So it's very important to use the KDE software first, and then think of contributing into what interests you there. And yeah, so now it's also important that whatever you learn, share it with other people. Open source is about sharing. Sharing is always sharing, right? So you use it and then talk to your friends about it. That's how awesome these softwares are, and how you can move to the open source world instead of using some Windows pirated software or I mean whatever. So think about it in the open source mind and spread the word with others. We are here today to share with you all how to use open source software. So we are basically sharing our experience, right? So the same thing everyone should do what you learn, share with your friends and neighbors or anywhere whom you even don't know, then you can even make a lot of new friends. Like Victor has made a lot of new friends in the different conferences and helping a lot of people, right? We are all friends. So this is how, and you can see that by following all these steps, now you are a KD contributor and even developer as well. Um, so yeah, just go and follow this instruction, and I'm pretty sure that you will be a good, you will be towards very KD contributor. So thank you.
I forgot to mention during I forgot to mention during the introduction that I Sukhdeep is actually the author of a book. I think it's about the Linux shell program.
Linux shell scripting essentials.
Yeah, you've written a book for that.
No, I just mentioned it because you can see the different kind of work you do. For that, I don't need to switch to any other operating systems. I just use KD, and that is sufficient for me. So far, I never ever installed Windows, but for every year I do a system first install, and it's always KD. Yeah.
Anybody using Windows?
I'm sure a lot of people use Linux just to, they have to use for the workshop or any other.
So this question I think is probably there in everyone's mind. So I'm a lucky guy because at the end of my second year, so you said that you were using Windows till your second year of college or?
No, so basically I didn't have much computer experience before that because I think if you think about country, at least from when I am from Bihar, right? So computer was very optional language. Whatever the language, whatever main subjects are the science, English or Sanskrit, Hindi, history, etc. So computer is optional. If you pass it, it's well. If it doesn't pass, also it's well. And they don't have much infra of computer. So it will be just you want to, if you have interest, so teachers should be good, right? They should encourage you why you should use computer and all, what's the importance. And I don't have computer in my home, so I don't know much use case of that, how I can use it. So I didn't find it much encouraging using that time. So I never get much chance to use Windows. But sometimes I see my friends using Windows, I see it very confusing, and seriously it's against my stuff that you have.
So, like in that case, I'm twice lucky because I had an exposure of computers before. But what I meant to say was, in my second year, I had it was an accident that I started using Linux. My laptop was old and slow, and Windows was crashing and crashing and crashing. So I was going to buy a new laptop. But then I was going to Guwahati. I didn't prefer buying in Guwahati. I wanted to go home and buy. So during the semester, I had to do something. So someone suggested try Linux. It might be faster. It might work out. So that's how I first installed Linux in third or fourth semester in college. And that's the biggest step which anyone has to take, because once you install, everything from getting internet working to having a browser is a monumental task for the first 2 weeks.
While installing Linux?
For the first time.
Okay.
So how can anything, because me myself I tried, I didn't try any complicated OS. I just tried Ubuntu.
No, I mean which year was that?
The second year.
Oh.
2 years ago, 2015 maybe.
Okay. So So it might, I'm not sure because I'm using from long time and I just.
I installed Ubuntu 14, I think.
No, what software did you have to install?
No, not the software. I'm saying like just going away from Windows towards Linux is the biggest step anybody has to take.
Yes.
And I have tried to motivate more and more people. Just try Linux for one time.
So that's what I'm saying, right? I mean, try to use it every day, not for the work purpose. And just unless you try it, like if you want to play cricket, right? You keep watching all the IPLs or all the tournaments and all. So you're just watching it. You're not haven't used it, so you're not sure whether you can play cricket or not. So unless you go and try to play.